Hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to our Heavenly Father and His Son, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Waharakah Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of GMS who rule well, who teach well. Salutations to the whole select brethren out there on the four corners of the globe, pushing this truth, all truth and sincerity, the strength of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. GMS Arkansas got this little quick lesson. The water for the brothers sending me videos. This is like a fair use section 107 of Copyright Act. Okay. Everything I'm doing is just for edification purposes. You know, I don't own the rights to any of this material. I'm just doing it for education purposes. Hey, it's out there. It's already on sites. So this particular, the way the Lord has the movement of the earth going, the way He has, it says the king's heart is in the hand of the Heavenly Father. He has Esau in the position of ruler of the earth right now, and he has him moving towards his destruction. In the prophecies of the scriptures, we've been seeing that they are popping off the pages, man. Okay, they popping off the pages, and we know the one prophecy that we have been taught for years, and we watch for, we have been waiting for, because we know through this prophecy the time is going to be rough for the Israelites. It's going to be a time of Jacob's trouble, but it's the prophecy that has to happen in order for us to get to the kingdom of heaven. And that's dealing with this movement of this digital currency. Okay. If you look up the Digital Currency Act, it's signed in law July 18, 2025. So this is recent. The guiding and establishing national invocation for U.S. stable coins. Okay, Genius Act. In the first major U.S. federal legislation regulating digital assets, especially specifically targeting stable coins to boost your security and market leadership. It mandates one-on-one reserves for issue enhancing AML compliance and aims to solidify the U.S. as a global crypto leader. Okay, and that's probably one of their main things. They always want to be at the forefront of everything. Even like now, you have Trump with the talking about the border peace with different countries joining on this border peace movement he got, and telling them the buy-in to the border peace. It's always Esau. It's always some kind of buy-in to this or that success you got to buy so much into. I was looking at a neighbor of mine. Basically was telling me about this job he was going to embark on, and this particular software and everything. But then he was like, "Yeah, man, I paid these people $10,000, and they're gonna have the stuff all hooked up. I just gotta plug and play." But you had to spend $10,000 to plug and play on something you really could have probably learned just on your own. So it's always something with America, man. You know what I mean? So it says that the purpose of this is to create a regulatory framework for stable coins, digital assets pegged to flat currencies, and prevent illegal activity. So Esau want to control all the movements of flow of currency that's flowing through the world. They want to control it all. They want to be right up on top of you. Salaki. For many years, people have been able to make money makes lots of money, cash money, hide money. But see, now Esau want to be able to be on top of everything you do. With the regulation of this currencies and facial recognitions and which really goes into Revelations 13th chapter. I'm gonna read that. It says regulation only permits users, banks, or qualified non-banks. They can issue payment stable coins supervised by federal or state regulations. Always a regulation, always a rule. Then they break the rules, and always an exception to the rule. They break it. Okay, as you can see, crypto legislation. You know what I'm saying? Clarifying Act HR 3633 focus on regulating digital commodities and offering which potential SEC exemptions for mature blockchains. Okay. A proposed bill aiming to prohibit Federal Reserve from issuing central bank digital currencies directly to individuals. So they trying to stop, man, all this, man. Esau trying to basically bottle everybody up and basically have you into a digital, being digital like slaves. Okay. So when you go to Revelations, well, let me play this first.
They passed it. While you were sleeping, while you were watching the game, while you were scrolling through social media and arguing about politics, the legislation that financial privacy advocates have warned about for years was quietly signed into law. The Digital Currency Modernization Act goes into effect this weekend, Saturday at midnight, less than 72 hours from now. And when you wake up Sunday morning, the America you knew will be fundamentally different. The financial freedom you took for granted will be gone. The ability to transact privately, to hold wealth outside the digital surveillance system, to use cash without restriction, will be legally curtailed in ways most people still do not understand. This is not a drill. This is not speculation. This is not some future threat that might materialize someday. This is happening. Right now, this weekend. The bill passed the Senate at 11:47 p.m. last Thursday in a voice vote with no recorded roll call. No debate, no amendments, no publicity. The House had already passed it 3 weeks earlier in a late-night session buried beneath coverage of a presidential scandal. The president signed it Monday morning in a private ceremony with no press present. The White House released a single-paragraph statement calling it a necessary modernization of our financial infrastructure for the digital age. Necessary modernization, that is what they call the end of financial privacy. That is how they describe the most comprehensive surveillance expansion in American history. That is the euphemism for a system that will track every dollar you spend, every purchase you make, every transaction you conduct. Starting this weekend, the mainstream media has barely covered it. A few paragraphs in the business section, a brief mention on the financial networks, nothing on the front pages, nothing leading the evening news. They do not want you to understand what is happening until it is too late to resist. But you are watching a finance reality, and I am going to tell you exactly what this law does, exactly how it restricts your freedom, and exactly what you need to do before Saturday midnight to protect yourself. The clock is ticking, the window is closing, and the America of financial privacy is about to end. Welcome to Finance Reality. Let me show you what they just did with.
So there it is. They say they're trying to restrict everything you do. Okay, they're trying to control basically your whole life. And that's part of prophecy in the scriptures. Because when you go to Revelations, the 13th chapter, and we read this many times before, it's one of the oldie but goodie prophecies. Revelations 13 and 16. Okay, it says, and he causeth all both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or their foreheads. So this is where Esau is trying to take it. Okay, you see they're trying to collapse your ability to just flow in a system and being able to be a capitalist if you need to, but they're trying to control it. They're trying to make you be a digital slave. It says, and he calls it. Who is the he? It refers to basically it's Esau, and it's basically the beast system that's spoken of in the earlier chapter. Okay, when he say small and great, he don't care if it's your social status or what. You know what I'm saying? Rich and poor, your economic status, or free and bond, your legal status. It don't matter. Your social condition, it doesn't matter. No one is exempt. Okay? This system gonna affect everybody, regardless of your position in this world or in America. This is gonna affect everyone. Okay? Ain't nobody exempt. They want to put everybody under this economic slavery to receive a mark. That mark represents, let me show you. That mark represents receive a mark. I'm gonna go with receive first. Look at receive. To give something to someone of one own accord, to give one something to his advantage. So they're gonna make it seem like it's an advantage, but it's gonna be an advantage to the elites. And those high banking families, it's gonna be to their advantage if they can get you to basically take this mark. Okay, you gotta represent. They represent the left hand side, charagma. Okay, a stamp or imprinted mark, stamp of forehead or the right of the badge of servitude, badge of followers of Antichrist against the anointed. When you go down the strong definition, it says a badge of servitude. You see, that's that economic slavery they're trying to put you in with this RFID chip technology. And they're trying to move it in with these different digital ID, current act, currency act, genius act, all those different acts, these resolutions that they're passing all this to basically put you back into slavery, bro. But it's economic. Once the economic slavery hits you, then guess what? They can actually make you an old 1800 slave again. Because you see what you see now is so much the police state is coming in. You see they building these concentration camps. So once you get in a camp and you get in them entertainment camps, shit, it's 1800 slavery. Get out there and work in the field. We need this done. That's how they really trying to do it. You know what I mean? Bro, we gotta, you better keep the Lord on your side, bro. Ask the Lord to guide you, protect you in this one, man, because this devil is really finna show you his horns, okay? And back in the ancient world, that mark, what is that? The A-U-L, the when a slave wanted to go, if he didn't want to go free, if he wanted to stay with the master, he would take this they were bored in his ear to show what someone owned you, ownership, allegiance. You gave allegiance to this master, and he had the authority over you. Okay, it represented a loyalty and submission. It represents a loyalty and submission to the beast system. Back then, you was showing loyalty to your master. You see, Esau is that master today, and he has that beast system. And if you take the mark, you're showing loyalty to that. Okay, it says in your right hand or in your forehead. Your right hand is symbolized of what? Power. It's associated with action and work. You think of your hands, you work deeds, your economic activity. This is how you gain your money. When you work with your hands, that's how you get your substance. Okay. Forehead represents and associated with like your what's in your head, your brain, which thoughts, your belief system. Your belief comes from here. Your identity. When you give allegiance, you give it through your thoughts and your brain first before you take actions and work with your hands. Okay? See, Esau trying to do the reverse of what the Lord said we go back to what's Deuteronomy 6. I'll start at 4. It says, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord Yahweh, our power is one power, one Lord. And thou shalt love the Lord thy power with all thine heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might. And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thine heart, in thine forehead," the words of the Heavenly Father. Okay? "And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children. And thou shalt talk to them when thou sittest in the house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. So teaching the kids the words of the Heavenly Father. Okay, and it says, and thou shalt bind them, bind them for a sign upon thine hand, and thou shalt be as frontlets between thine eyes, the word of the Heavenly Father. And physically, you will see those particular Pharisees back in the ancient world would wrap these they would put the frontlets on their head with the laws in it, and then they would wrap the I can't think it like a little talon ropes around our hand. Okay. Which represented the laws were right there with you of the Heavenly Father. But what Esau, what he's trying to do, this dude is basically trying to have you put his mark, his allegiance, his way of life in your thought process and make it actions that you working basically for his agenda. That's what it's like. He flipped the opposite of what the Heavenly Father wanted you to do. Take my words in your thought process and your beliefs instead of your Heavenly Father. Okay. And that's always been a big issue when the other nations knew if we had the Lord in our thoughts and our process, our thoughts and our beliefs, it was hard to defeat us. You can read that in the book of Judith, the 5th chapter. But if you can get them to believe what we want them to believe, we got them. And they always knew that. So Esau, at this particular point now, he's trying to bring this digital currency in to basically put us back in that position of being in servitude. Okay. That's what he's doing. He said, and that no man might buy or sell that save he have the mark. Okay. No man might buy or sell. So people without this mark, people are not going to be able to buy. They're going to, like, it might be a point of a famished point. Esau might say, you take this, we got this whole warehouse of food open for you, but you got to have this. This is the only way. And people going to be taking it, bro. Because, the Lord already said 2/3 of his people, they are already set for the sword of destruction. So a lot of them are going to take it. Save that he have the mark in the name of the beast and the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. His number is 666. That's why all this stuff going to be dealing with chips and barcodes and all that, man. Scanning the hand. Okay. So all this right here is going to be tied with economic survival, bro. That's what they're going to have us at. Okay. So when you read Revelation 13 and 16, it's basically introducing a global system. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Under authority of this beast. Okay. It's an enforced alliance. You see what I'm saying? And it's all going to be connected with someone controlling all the economic resources and all that. That's what it's about. Control of the economics. I remember Byron Amschel said, you give me control of the money, we don't care who make the laws. And see, that's what they got. That's what Esau got, all the money. So they don't care. The laws, they don't care. It's always a law within a law to back the law up, and one to go against the law they already made when it pertaining to them. So this is a time of Jacob's trouble, man. So we just got to stay focused, man, and watch these prophecies and just keep giving all honor and glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua and ask for him to have mercy on us and just guide us in the way of his path, man. So with that, man, I want to say, call Allah Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua. Bahashem Wahara Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, GMS, who rule well, who teach well. Salutations to the hopeful elect brother out there on the four corners of the globe, pushing his truth, all truth, sincerity, and strength of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua. Shalom.